Hey everyone. So this is such a treat this morning. If you're tuning in, you're tuning into the Inside Edge. This is a podcast that I created to highlight top women in real estate and to really top marketing minds. And I want to pour out all of their best practices and get you guys a front row seat to some of how the top mastermind, top producers have done it. So today I have a very special guest, Jen Du Plessis. And thank you so much for joining, Jen. I really genuinely appreciate you taking some time.
Well, thank you. I am so honored and I'm so excited. I can't wait to share whatever it is you're going to be asking me.
Yeah, she has no idea what she's in for now. And just so happens we thought alike today and both wore the power blue. So you are, not only a highly sought after speaker nationally and internationally. I'm going to take a minute and brag on you a little bit. You are a coach, a consultant. You have built an entire empire. You've got a podcast, Mortgage Lending Mastery, I believe. You've got, many speaking engagements that you do all over the place, and people know your name, they know your brand. But not only that, your work. You were top 1% in loan originators and top, I believe, 200 in the US. And girlfriend, that is impressive. You being, a top producer, now coaching loan officers. I know you and I got talking a little bit previously before this, and I was like, Jen, how did you do it? And you're like, really, there's 3 key areas. And in a condensing market, it's no secret. Everybody's trying to guarantee income, picking up a lot of market share. Margin compression, rates going up, low inventory. What would you say is that secret sauce, or what are some of the things that you're teaching your loan officers today?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. And here's why. In a 35-year career, there are a lot of ups and downs. And this is no different. There was price compression way back. There was high interest. Gosh, when I got in the business, it was 18.5%. And we still did mortgages. People will say, yeah, but prices were lower, but it's all relative. Income was lower too. So, these trends that happen, if you want any sustainable, time in the industry, it does boil down to these 3 things. So the first one is connections. You have to have unbelievable connections with everybody you work with your clients, your prospects, those that said no, you got to go back to them and see if they'll say yes later, and your partners, obviously. It's the difference between neglecting or nurturing those relationships. And I think a lot of people go into the first meeting and then they neglect after that. And so they are looking for mass numbers of people when you only need, in fact, the year that I was, I did, I think 98 million. I was in the top 0.0003% of loan officers in the country. Someone told me, don't say top 200, say the percentage. Have you ever ran it? And I say, gosh, I never did. So be in the top 0.0003%, I nurtured my relationships. I didn't neglect those relationships. And I think that's one major key. The second is communication. Are you communicating with your clients and, during, after, before your referral partners? Do you have a system for doing that to create a customer experience, not just give customer service? As you and I were talking about a couple of weeks ago, customer service is what you do to people and what you do for people. Customer experience is how they feel. So if you're interested in having all of those 5-star reviews on Zillow, or getting, that you're at a point where your clients are compelled to tell everybody else about you, you have to build a systematic way of communicating with them that's both effective for you and efficient for them, right? Or efficient for me and effective to them. And then the last one is credibility. It's edu selling. It's not selling, it's serving. And when you can get past that, your sales is just exchanging money for a value, right? You have to bring value to the relationships that you have. And that credibility is really key. You have to be an expert in the business, both from the hard skill perspective and the soft skill. So if you're weak at running numbers or strategizing, that's where the expertise comes in. You've got to have that expertise. You have to be able to solve problems. So those are the 3 areas.
that adversity comes against us all. Resistance comes against us all. And being a woman in the mortgage business, not saying that it's better or worse, but you kind of keep the ranks. I'd love to hear a little bit about your story. And for the women watching this and men, what are some takeaways? What are some valuable key points that you would give to advice on facing adversity in the workplace?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, gosh, when I got in, it was, again, rate for 18.5%. Women were only operational, mostly secretaries, the receptionists and copy people, setup clerks. That's what they called it, setup clerks. And, I knew, first of all, it's not that I don't want to say this, I want to reverse this. I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent. I was, going to be a cardiologist. Wow. So this was actually beneath me. I was like, okay, I'm in this business, but this is beneath me. And, so for me, it was, proving what I can do and showing it through the facts. And I think whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're old or new or whatever, you got to prove yourself through what you do. You just can't complain about the market. It's an inside job. This is an inside job. And I really didn't complain about the market. The market was, if you can put the blinders on and just say, I need to do the basics all the time and stick with the basics. And if I need to pull in we'll call it a shiny object now, but if I need to pull in something that will be beneficial for my practice, then I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to put the blinders down and say, oh, squirrel. shiny object. So stay the course, right? Stay the course. And, one of the things that I speak about a lot when I'm doing motivational speaking is that a life of value adds value. And if you can align your values with your practice from day one, you're going to have sustainability. You will attract clients. You won't burn out. And what I mean by that is that if your family, for example, is a true core value for you, then why are you working till 8 o'clock at night? Why are you on the phone when you're having dinner with them? Why are you pacing next to the chain link fence while your son's playing baseball? Because I've seen it all, right? So aligning your values. And so if you can do that and say, family is important for me. So no, I have an appointment tonight. It happens to be with my family, but I can't do that, right? Mm-hmm. Then what's going to happen is you're going to become in demand rather than on demand. And if you start out on demand, you will always be on demand. It's really, really hard to change everyone's perspective of you. And it's not a nasty thing. It's not I'm better than everybody else. It's just that my life is better than me succumbing to everybody else. So I'd say that's one thing, so of course your actions have to be not perfect. They have to be the right actions to get the results.
Well said. Wow. Yeah, I think the word energy and having the right type of energy and persistence and everybody knows when you're the most closest to your breakthrough, that's when resistance really leans in, and you're going to feel that in. Yeah. And be able to say, it's kind of cliche, but diamonds are made under pressure at the end of the day. And I think people really need to remember that.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, I've never heard that. So let me tell you this. There are acres of diamonds sitting underneath you right now. And what we tend to do is we tend to look out for answers and results and how can I make this happen? It's right here. Acres of diamonds right on the acreage that you're sitting on. And you're right, that pressure, it gets easier right before it gets harder and then gets easier again.
And it's some powerful stuff. Anything you'd advise our viewers to do, or anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to share?
Thank you. No, thanks for asking. Yeah, the one thing that I always like to do is offer the opportunity, if someone's listening and they would love to have a strategy session with me, if they think that, and look, my coaching's not for everybody. There's lots of coaches out there. I'm really looking to work with people that are driven, successful in their own right? They don't have to be the top people, but very successful and just want to take their business to the next level. And they're looking for the gap. What's that thing I'm missing? I'm really intuitive about being able to identify the gap very quickly. And so I encourage them, they can text strategy to 66866 and they can schedule their own a complimentary session with me, and I'm happy to guide them and, see if that's an opportunity that we could explore even further.
Thank you so much. And
thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I really, really appreciate it. It's been an exciting time. Thank you for allowing me to share.
absolutely.